Welcome viewers. In our today's session, we are going to discuss how to develop a work plan, databases, and how to manage our project in a best possible way. Or if you have a business, so how to manage that, how to develop a simple work plan for that. So you can see this template. While developing work plan, first you need to develop LOP work plan. LOP work plan means life of project, the complete work plan of the project. And beside that, when you are starting a project, so you need to develop a project management work plan also. So how we can develop that? First of all, we have to follow these steps. What are these steps? The first one is read the proposal and extract activities. You would have already developed a proposal that is already approved, or which you are going to submit to the donor. So along with that, you will have to submit our plan. So you will have to read the proposal, develop the template for our plan. This is the template, the simple template that we will be developing. Then the next step would be add activities under each objective. So in the proposal, we already know that we have some specific objectives, and under each objective we have some activities. So you will have to extract those activities and objectives. Then you will have to add those activities here in the work plan, and after that you will have to decide on targets, and then after deciding on the LOP target, the life of project target, the complete targets, you will have to bifurcate those targets by year, month, and quarter. Then who is the responsible for that specific activities, then timelines, Gantt chart, then orientation of staff to orient them on the work plan, then the targets, and then share the work plan with all the field staff. And after that, you will have to develop similar type of sheet with the same sheet for tracking performance. And then after that, the best way to ensure a proper project management to hold review meetings on monthly basis and update the work plan and share issues, challenges, and met and unmet targets with the program staff. So these are the steps. So first of all, we are going to develop a life of project work plan. The template for work plan is like this. First, you will have to type here the project name, then the project goal or the main objective. After that, we need these columns. Work plan reference number. Here you will have to give a reference number. Sometime in proposal also we have already added numbers, so you can use those numbers. Later on, it will be easy for you to track the performance with those reference number. Then the activity description. What is the activity? So first the objective, and then the activities, then what is the output and deliverable or key indicator for that activity. It's good to have deliverable for each activity, which is easy for program staff to understand that what at the end we will have to provide. And then the responsible person, then the life of project target, then you will have to bifurcate them of more than 1 year. So year 1, year 2, year 3, then the year 1 target in the quarter, then the quarter 1 target in the to be bifurcated on monthly basis. And then you will have to add timelines. So those timelines you can add either by months or weekly timelines or quarterly timelines, so that you can decide. So first of all, let's start with here. Here you see the first column is work plan reference number. So or objective 1. For example, we have an XYZ objective 1. So we have typed that objective. And do not merge these cells. Just type it here and color the rest of the cells just like this one, but do not merge them. Because if you merge the cells, so then later on it will be a little bit difficult for you to copy and paste the different activities, data, and information. So here, for example, first when we start our project, so we need a project management work plan also. You can add that here in the first rows, the project management related activities, but most of the time it's good to have a separate work plan like this one, startup and project management work plan. That is simple because in that work plan you do not need those targets and other things, and these activities will not continue, though these are only planned in the initial weeks and months of the project. So that's why you need to develop a separate one. If you add those in the regular work plan, so you will have extra rows, and those activities later on would not be required and will not be applicable. So develop a simple this one, just a simple project management work plan. What are the startup and project management, the program management or project management tasks in the start? So first you need to conduct partner kickoff meetings, then onboard the project staff, then financial operation systems you will have to decide, then orient project staff and partners. These type of activities are in the initial days required. Then you will have to build your relationship and coordination with the donors and stakeholders, etc. So those activities you can add here, and here you can add the timeline. Then you will have to develop the work plan and budget, the one that we are going to develop. So those tasks should be here in the project management or program management or startup work plan. And here also you can have some more activities like developing monitoring, data management processes, tools, SOPs, and concept note. So these activities, for these activities you can develop a simple work plan, a startup work plan. After that, you will have to develop the detailed work plan for activities. So the first objective, for example, we have an objective of enhance teachers' capacities, for example. So here the first activity, for example, in the proposal we have to identify schools, or if it is a health project, so you will have to identify health facilities, or if it is a wash project, so you will have to identify the villages and locations where you will need to implement the project. So then what would be the output or the deliverable for this activities? For this activity, the simple deliverable is schools or health facilities for intervention identified. Simply the activity description, you will have to type that in the past tense, which is good for program staff to understand, and so that they may know what at the end the result of this activity would be for the project implementation staff. Here, for example, the responsible person for this activity is the project manager or project coordinator. So you will have to type that responsible person. Now, what is the LOP target? For example, we are going to have the intervention in 100 schools. So you will have to type that. Now, if this project is not just 1 year project, it's 2-year project or 3-year project. So you will have to bifurcate this target by years. But sometimes the identification of schools are in the initial days the activity which you need for intervention. So that we need in the year 1 only. So we will have to type the whole target in the year 1. And year 2 we don't have this target. Now for the quarterly, if you do not want the quarterly target in the initial days, first you want to develop only the LOP work plan, so you can later on add these columns. But if you have done this, so you will have to do this one also, because you will have to provide to the project staff the year wise, the quarter wise, the month wise targets also. So now, for example, in year 1, we are saying that this is the our target is 100 schools or 100 health facilities. So what is the quarter wise target? And we think that we will have to identify all of these schools in the first quarter. So you will type here in the first quarter those target, and rest of the quarters would be 0. Then by monthly, this is the quarter 1. So for quarter 1, at least for quarter 1, you will have to develop the monthly target. Then when the quarter 1 starts, so you can later on develop for the quarter 2 also and quarter 3 also, or you can have a meeting at the end of each quarter and develop monthly target from each quarterly targets. So now, for example, the quarter 1 target are 100 health facilities or schools. So on monthly basis, we assume that in the first month we will have to identify 40, and then 40, and in the third one 20. So you can bifurcate them like this. So this is the target setting, and then the timeline. So if your timeline you want them in on weekly basis, so you can add weeks, months, or quarter. So here I have added this X in the quarter 1 because this task has to be completed in quarter 1. This is the Gantt chart or the project management chart. The next activity, for example, we have that after identification of schools, we will have to conduct training of teachers are doctors if it's related to health facilities, if this is the activities. So training of teacher or doctors. Now what would be the output and deliverable? XYZ number of teachers or doctors trained. This is the in simple words, this is the output or the deliverable for this activity. Now for example, we our target for teacher or doctor is 200. Let's say that from each health facility or from each school we will have to train 2 teachers, so our target is 200. Now in the year 1, similarly we will have to complete this in year 1, so the complete target will go to year 1, and then this is 0. Then on quarterly basis, what is our target for the quarterly basis? So for example, we say that in the first quarter we will train 100, then 100 in the next quarter, and in the third and fourth quarter we for example, if we think that we will have to complete this training by the second quarter, so you can bifurcate those targets up to the second quarter only. And then on monthly basis, for example, in first month we say that we will have to if you don't know exact targets, so you can use percentages also. For example, here we say that in the first month we will train 20% of the teacher, so 20% multiply by, because we are bifurcating the target for quarter 1, so 20% of the quarter 1 in the first month we want. Okay, then in the next month we want 40%, and then in the next month also we want 40%. So in this way, in 3 months we will complete the 100% target of the first quarter. Now for the second quarter also we have a 100 target, so that we can add when this quarter starts, so we can add another 3 columns for quarter 2 monthly targets, but that you should do later on, because first you will have to decide on LOP target and year wise target, then the quarter wise target, and for monthly you can have them on quarterly basis. You can develop these. Now this one is also in quarter 1 and in quarter 2 also, so we will have to add these stars in quarter 1 and quarter 2 both. Now similarly the next and this would be activity 1.2. now the next activities, and just go on with activities like this, and then you will have to add the activities of objective 2. For example, in objective 2 your main activity is advocacy meetings with government, or first you will have to form the advocacy committee and the steering committee, so that task is already added in the startup in project management. You can do that here because this formation is only done only once, or you can add here that activity simply. You can add here, for example, here in the top we have formation of advisory committee. Here number of advisory committee formed. This is the simple deliverable for this. Now who is the responsible for this? PM or whoever that is. LOP target we need only 1, and that is required in year 1, and rest of the year, and that is required in quarter 1. LOP target as 1, that to be done in year 1 and in quarter 1. So we have added the LOP target, the year 1 target, and the quarter target, and on monthly basis, and as regard monthly target, so that should be done in the first month. So we have added this one in the first month, and let's bring the star here and keep rest of the cells blank. Then we will have to conduct meetings, so number of the deliverable for that would be number of advisory meetings conducted, and who would be the responsible person, that you should add. Now here, what is the LOP target for the advisory committee? For example, your project is 1 year, so there are 4 quarters in 1 year, and mostly the advisory committee meetings are done on quarterly basis, so your target will be 4. If your project is 2-year project, so then your target would be 8. Now year 1 4 and year 2 4, so both combined makes it 8. Now here in quarter 1 quarter wise target, so simply as we already mentioned that we will have to conduct this on quarterly basis, so in each quarter I will type 1, and on as regard monthly target, so there is no monthly target, but end month of each quarter we will have to add that target there, because this quarterly meetings will be conducted in the last month of the quarter. And then you can add these stars here because my timeline is our quarterly basis and this activity is to be conducted in each quarter, so there are stars in each quarter. Similarly, you can go with other activities, and at the end you will have to add monitoring and evaluation activities also, and that is simply there are two main activities. One is track project implementation and update work plan on regular basis, so that is mostly the task of M&E. So you can add that task and other quarterly review meetings or other monthly meetings that you have targeted, so add the target for them and decide on the target. Now, for example, track project implementation, we think that we will have to track the project implementation on monthly basis, and your project is up 2 years, so the target for this would be 24, and that would be 12 in year 1 and 12 in year 2. And on quarterly basis, this target would be 3 because there are 3 months in each quarter, and on monthly target these would be only 1 1 1, and you can add the star here also. And similarly for quarterly review meetings, since this is quarterly, if your project is of 2 years, so quarterly review meetings would be 8, and in year 1 these would be 4, and in year 2 these would be also 4. And similarly when you are adding the quarterly target, so quarter 1 2 3 4, so you can add these 1 1 1 in quarterly because you will have to conduct only once in quarterly, and here you have to add that. I have given this template in the description. The version is available. You can download that version from the link is given in the description, and you can develop such type. Now when you are done with these monthly target and quarterly target, so you and these timelines, so after that you just need to right click this sheet, the Workplan LOP sheet, right click, move or copy. When you have completed this whole exercise, move or copy, create a copy here, create a copy here. Okay, now this one would be the tracking work plan, so you can name it tracking. You can add columns in this main sheet also, but this is the main work plan, so we should not disturb this. So you can add another sheet here, and now you can hide these yearly target. Now you will have to use tracking. So for the LOP target here, you can add another column. Just right click, after the LOP target column, right click, insert, add a column. What is this column? This is for status, and one another column for percentage. Now here we have merged this LOP target, so unmerge this one. Okay, now here on the top we will type status. Now here we have the LOP target, so space is not that much, so we can merge these two cells. This is the LOP target, this is the achieved, and here you can type percent. This is the status against LOP. So now for the year wise also you need a status. So here after this column you can add another 2 columns, and since we are in year 1, so you can hide this year 2. Do not delete this, just hide it. Okay, now this is the year 1 status. So here also we would need the same 3 columns. Here we will say target, year 1 target, which are already written here. Then we will say achieved. Here you can add percent. So this is for the LOP achievement in percent. This is for year 1. Now for quarter also. So for quarter, here in this year 1 we are currently working in the quarter 1. So you can hide this quarter 2, 3, 4 for the time being. But first add 2 columns here also, and hide these quarter 2, 3, 4. Right click and hide. Now for quarter 1, so here we will say year 1 quarter 1 status. Now here also target. What is the target for the quarter? How much is achieved and what is the percent? Similarly, you can track the performance on monthly also. So first we are in month 1. So here you can add 2 columns and hide these month 2 and month 3 for the time being in the first month. Then in the next month you will have to unhide the month 2 and add these 2 columns. Then in the third month you will have to unhide the third month and add these 2 columns, and similarly you will go on. So this is now year 1, quarter 1 and month 1 status. So here we can just type target achieved in percent and hide these month 2 and month 3 for the time being. And you do not need these timelines here because you already have the targets, etc. So you can hide them. And here you will need one another column. Here, a remarks column. I will show you why. You can hide this. Here, this one is the remarks column. Remarks column is needed just to add any challenges or issue in a specific activity here for the action of the program staff. So you can add those remarks here. Now simply your tracking sheet is developed. So here first you will have to track the project on monthly basis. So here you will have to type the monthly target. For example, you have done 20. So this divided by this is the percentage, and you can just change it to percent. Here also you will have to use the same technique. Per percent is equal to achieved divided by target. Here also is equal to achieved divided by target, and here also achieved divided by target. So you can use this and change it to percentage. Now for example, in the first month you have achieved 20. So here in the quarterly you do not need to type achievement, you just need to use is equal to and year 1 plus then month 1 then plus month 2, month 3, month 4, etc, etc. So this will be automatically updated. Here in the year 1 also use is equal to and range the quarter 1 then plus quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and this will be automatically updated. And for the LOP target you just need to use as equal to year 1 achieved, year 2 plus year 2 achieved, etc. So you will just need to update the monthly achievement and all these cells for the quarter, for the year, and for the LOP would be automatically updated in this way. So this is the a good way to track project, because at the end of each quarter you will have to provide then a simple work plan sheet, a status sheet to the project staff and to the donors. So if you have this template, so you can just use this. For example, if you are just providing information on quarter 1 and month 1, so this is the information, these are the columns that you will have to provide to them. So you will just need to update these monthly targets and achievement, and all the yearly, the quarter achievement and the year achievement and the LOP achievement would be automatically updated. So in this way you can add target and tracking the project implementation. And how can you update this monthly sheet? So simply when you are conducted the monthly review meeting, which is the main task of project management, review meeting on monthly basis, that is done with the program staff, and in that you ask them about their target and then the achievement and any remarks and challenges. Now for example, the year 1 month 1 is completed. Now you are in month 2, so you will have to unhide the month 2. This is month 2 and month 3. Now for example, if in month 1 you have not achieved the target of that month, so what you will have to do, here you have already month 2 target, you will have to use is equal to and that the same month 2 target plus the remaining plus this minus this, if there is any remaining. Now for example, here we could implement only 20, so the next month target is automatically 60 now, because you have not achieved the complete target. Now for example, if you have achieved the complete target, if it is 40, so you will see this month 2 it will be 40, and all the other cells are also updated. So this carry forward activity is also very useful, and this way you can just add a formula plus the target of previous month minus the achievement of the previous month. Simply you can do that in the bracket also, and here you will have to use that. And here in month 3 also you can use as equal to the month 3 target was 20 plus, then you can use the month 2 target minus achieved, or you can add here for all these monthly, you can add in the start these 3 columns so that it is easy for you. Then let's see, this is, for example, this is year 1 quarter 1 month 1 status. Now this one is year 1 quarter 1 month 2 status, and this one is year 1 quarter 1 month 3 status. So you can develop this in the start, and you can add this formula like this. The first one target is this, so the next month target is this one. Now the third month target would be the same already decided plus small bracket target minus achievement of the previous month. So here you will have those targets. Now for example, if in the month 1 we have achieved only 20, so here you can see the year 2, the month 2 target is 60 now. Now for example, if month 2 we achieved 30, so now you can see in the third month our target is 50. So it will be adjusted automatically like this. And now here in this quarter, what you have to do in this quarter, you can do plus month 1, month 2 and month 3. It will be updated automatically. So at least for the quarter 1 and the 3 months of the project, the first one, and when all these 3 months completed and this quarter 1 is locked, then you can unhide the quarter 2 and develop the same for the 3 months of the quarter 2. You can then go on and hide the cells, keep on going onward. You have a lot of columns onward, and keep on hiding these cells and adding other cells to for the next months. So in this way you can track your project implementation in the best possible way. I have done another video also on tracking performance of the project. You can watch that video. The link is given in the description. Now after that you will have to develop some databases. So this is the simple way of database also. This tracking sheet is a database also for all activities. Now, but for example, in training of teacher and doctor, you will have to develop another database for training of teacher. So what you can do, you can develop another sheet for training of teachers or health facility staff. So what would be the requirement of that database? You will have to obtain name, ID, contact, gender. So you can develop such type of sheets and then tools for identification and then training of teachers and adding them. So if you want to develop this type of database, so for that also the link is given in the description and you can watch that video. I just want to keep these videos short so that it's not boring for you. If you have any question, please comment. Thank you so much for watching.
Dear viewers, we have started this YouTube channel. There are free of cost learning tutorial on if you want to learn Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Access, PowerPoint, MS Word, other learning tips. So we have detailed playlist and there are hundreds of tutorials on Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, how to design presentation, Microsoft Access, how to develop databases and manage data, online data collection, learning Google Form, KOBO, MS Forms. If you visit this channel, you can find lots of video tutorial. Kindly support us, visit the channel. For example, in MS Excel, you will find these sessions in a proper sequence. For example, in MS Excel playlist, we have this basic session and then session 2, 3, 4. So if you start learning these sessions, so from the start, you can go ahead and you will find in a sequence sessions on Microsoft Basics, data analysis, conditional formatting, pivot tables, use of if, concatenate formulas, dependent drop down list, validation, name managers, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP function, F function, advanced use of count, if in some ifs, how to find duplicates, tricks and tips related to Microsoft Excel, how to develop search boxes, searchable drop-down list, aggregate functions, tracking performance of the projects or any other analysis of research that you have conducted, for example, school and other such studies. There are sessions on how to develop beautiful charts, attractive charts, speedometers, dashboards in Microsoft Excel. Similarly, in PowerPoint also you will find how to design beautiful presentation in PowerPoint, how to do in MS Access. Also you will find all these sessions in proper sequence. The Access tutorials playlist, there are almost 8 sessions. In session 1 you will find the basics, how to create tables, queries, forms, and then you will go on with advanced options in Microsoft Access. Similarly, you will find tutorial on how to collect online data, Google Form, KOBO, MS Form. You will find also the use of MS Word, the mail merge functions. There are sessions on SPSS also, so you can learn SPSS if you need to do some analysis in SPSS. There is a series on project management also, how to conduct need assessment studies. Kindly support us, visit the channel, watch, learn, and improve your productivity. Thank you so much.